Today I've got another bike from Ride1up. They were one of the first companies to send me an e-bike. Now they did start me off on the right foot in the e-bike world because they make such a fast and solid feeling e-bike. And typically the faster you go, the less solid of a feel you have. That's when the shaking, the rattling, the loud motor noise starts to become apparent. But not with these guys. They make one of the best solid feeling and fast e-bikes out there. There's two things I like to see as far as speed. A big powerful motor, which we have, that is a 750 watt Sengyi motor, and a light frame, which we also have, only 55 pounds. So with that combo, I think I should hit around 30 miles per hour.
1 is 9, 2 is 14, 3 is 18, 4 is 22, 5 is 27.
27 miles per hour isn't that bad. It's actually pretty fast speed for a bike in this class, but this does have a cadence sensor, so let's see what happens when I pick up the pace.
There's 28, but there's a lot of resistance.
28 miles per hour is the official speed rating for the Turris. It does take a lot of work to gain that extra 1 mile per hour, but it will be hard to maintain that speed for any length of time. On the left side of the handlebars, you do have a nice feeling thumb throttle.
And throttle's topping out at 22 miles an hour.
22 miles per hour is 2 miles per hour above what the throttle is rated for, and that doesn't depend on the pedal assist level. From 0 to 5, it will always top out at 22.
Gear 7 going 24 miles per hour if I stop pedaling. That cuts off about 1/4 of a second. If I re-engage, there's a little less than 1 revolution before that power comes on. That is what I like to see.
That's actually very reactive. Anything less than 1 revolution is good. So now let's test out the throttle.
The throttle takes about 1/2 inch before the power comes on. So there's some play there. Cruising around 20, if I release it, instantly cuts out. If I re-engage, about another 1/4 of a second before the power comes on.
That's not bad for the throttle either. That's typically what I see for a bike in this price range. All the models I've tested out from these guys have a poppy and fast start. Let's see if that's true for the Turris.
I'm on pedal assist level 5 from a standstill. On gear 1, there's 1/4 of a revolution before the power comes on, and when it does, it's actually pretty poppy. There's 15.
Now you can make it hit harder if you increase your cadence. Here's the difference between casually pedaling versus faster. In my experience, some bikes' cadence sensors don't really work and some work very well. This is one that works very well. The faster you pedal, the more power you have.
Now with the throttle on pedal assist level 0, it still works. So here we go. Ooh, it is very, very gentle. Very, very gentle.
I see companies do this more and more where the pedal assist will be fast, throttle slow, or vice versa. And I'm okay with that because some riders like a slow start and others like a fast start. It allows the bike to fit a wider range of riders. It's time to test the 60 Newton meters of torque this thing's got.
This is the steepest hill I could find in the area, around a 10 to 11% grade. I've got a full charge on the bike, pedal assist level 5. I'm in the first gear, and this is about 2.5 blocks long. Holding at 15. This is the steepest section. Down to 14, motor sounding pretty good. Coming up over the top at 16, and oh geez, yeah, you could definitely tackle something a lot steeper.
14 miles per hour up a 12% grade where the bike did all the work is a good hill climbing bike. I'm impressed with the quality of brakes they slapped on this bike for the price. I mean, this is just over $1,000. You got very nice Zoom hydraulic brakes.
For light braking, nice and smooth. Beautiful brakes. Get some more speed for some hard braking. There's around 20, here we go. That's quite loud. It's about a 25, 30 foot long skid mark. Very controlled and smooth though.
There's pros and cons to a sleek and slim bike. The pros are that if you take this for work, it's not that heavy, so it's easy to haul and to move around. The con though is that you can't fit a very large battery in here. That's only a 48 volt, 12.5 amp hour, and so that does affect range. Now for the range test, I averaged 25 miles per hour and had a bunch of stop and go. wraps up the range test. My app recorded 14.98 miles with 626 feet of elevation. You do have a range rating of 25 up to 45 miles, and if I think you had a constant pace at 20 miles per hour, which is a pretty fast speed, I'm thinking you could hit over 25 miles.
This, like many other e-bikes, has the ability to adjust the handlebars. So if you're a larger rider, you can push them out and gain another 2 to 3 inches in the cockpit area. Vice versa, if you're a smaller rider, you can bring them in and close that gap so you don't have to overreach. As most of you guys know, I'm 5'11", and I would say this is more of a sightseeing upright posture, but they've added some touring tires and a lightweight frame and a powerful motor, and so I kind of feel like they're going towards more of a exploratory bike or something you can take out in the off-road, out up in the mountains. It's got the power, it has the comfort to be able to do that, which I'll talk about later. You got a nice span on the handlebars, and that does translate into nice handling. I mean, just kind of zigzagging on this trail, it just responds right away. I've tested so many fat bikes, and with those fat bike tires, when you turn, it pulls you upright. This one doesn't. You know, you turn, it allows you to turn. It's going where you tell it to go. Next, you got locking grips. They're wing tipped, they feel nice. And then you have an SIS Index 7 speed. Going up is 1 at a time, coming from 7 to 1 and 1 push, and that is matched with an Altus derailleur. Now, if you guys like a nice, comfortable, soft saddle, you will love this. And speaking of comfortable, you have very cushy front fork suspension. You can lock that out. I've taken it on some pretty big bumps, going slow, going fast, off curbs, and it just handles those bumps better than what the price tag of the bike would say it should handle. So to give a demo of the suspension, I'm not close to any dirt roads or trails, but I found this grassy field, and the voice is actually pretty stable for going 17 miles an hour. You could easily take this on a single track bike trail, you know, green, maybe even blue rated, and be just fine. So the overall feel of the bike for this price range, out of 10, I would give this a 9. I really like how it rides.
Overall, my favorite features about the Turris is the same thing I mentioned in the beginning of the video. It just has a very solid feel for going 27 miles per hour. You also just have higher hydraulic brakes, nice grips, very soft saddle, cushy suspension. There's just a lot of good stuff about this for just over $1,000. So there you go. That wraps up the Turris from Ride1up. I appreciate you guys hopping on here and checking out my content, and have a good day.